Well, the Indiana Pacers are in the NBA Finals, and they have been an absolute buzzsaw in the postseason. Just like I predicted, one of the most underrated teams in the NBA breezed through the Eastern Conference, and they now find themselves in the NBA Finals against the Oklahoma City Thunder. They've got a tall task on their hands, but this is an exciting matchup between a team that has been counted out all year long against a Goliath out of the Western Conference in the Oklahoma City Thunder. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody is already counting out the Indiana Pacers. And at this point, what is new? We've seen this all postseason long from this squad. They were a slight favorite against the Milwaukee Bucks in round one. They were a huge underdog against the number one seed Cleveland Cavaliers in the second round. And then in the Eastern Conference Finals, they were an underdog against the New York Knicks. But like I've been saying to everybody, they have been chopping through this Eastern Conference, beat the Bucks in 5 games, shocked everybody and beat the Cavaliers in only 5 games, and took care of business against the New York Knicks in 6 games. Now they're in the NBA Finals, only 4 games away from winning a championship, and what a season it has been for this squad. First of all, Pascal Siakam, let's talk about him. He won the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and he's been awesome since joining this Pacers team. I made a quick video about him before the postseason started, just about his production, what he's brought to this Indiana team. We know that Tyrese Halliburton is one of the really only pure passers in the NBA. It's been kind of a dying breed, but that's why they went out to go get Pascal Siakam to kind of be that number one true scorer for this team. And he's been great in the postseason, had that huge performance, I believe, in game 2 that led the Pacers to beat the Knicks. I think he dropped 39 points, was just awesome, and really had some big stretches defensively too, and the Pacers would go small and he would guard Cat. He had some huge plays for Indiana, and he's just been so monumental to this team ever since they traded for him at the deadline a year and a half ago. 2 straight conference finals appearances, and now a finals appearance since acquiring Pascal Siakam. Tyrese Halliburton, of course, Mr. Overrated, according to his peers in that anonymous poll, has just been awesome and special in this postseason run. He seems like he's getting a game winner almost every other game. That one in New York where he hits the Reggie Miller choke, or that one in Cleveland where he hits the step back 3, and then of course the one in Milwaukee where he gets that tough layup to close him out. He's been on an unbelievable run in the playoffs. Tyrese Halliburton is going to need to be monumental if the Indiana Pacers are going to knock off the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's going to need to be in attack mode all game long. And the one thing about him is that he has the tendency of going quiet a little bit, or where he'll give up the ball too much instead of getting a paint touch and then kicking it out. Tyrese Halliburton needs to be as aggressive as ever if this Indiana team is going to beat the Oklahoma City Thunder, because the Thunder are too good defensively, they're too good in rotation, and they're too good in the half-court defense to just let you come up and hope you hit a tough shot with Pascal Siakam, or hope a few passes is going to get you open, because it's not going to. You're going to have to settle for tough shots if the Pacers aren't getting out in transition, or if they aren't getting paint touches or getting that ball moving, because that's what they're the best at. So for Indiana and Tyrese Halliburton in specific, he's going to need to be special. He's going to need to be insanely aggressive, and I believe that when he's aggressive, it leads to only good things for this Indiana offense. Now, we all know that this Indiana team can score with the best of them. That's not going to be the problem for this team when they make it to the NBA Finals. They have a plethora of scores everywhere you look. Pascal Siakam can give you 25 to 30 whenever you ask for it. Tyrese Halliburton can give you 25 plus whenever you ask for it. They have a ton of guys that can all answer the call and put up points when you need them to. Miles Turner can hit big shots down the stretch. We saw Aaron Nesmith have that explosive game 1 where he hit all those 3-pointers to pull them back into the game. Andrew Nembhard can be a big-time shot maker. We know what Benedict Mathurin can be off the bench, averaging over 15 a game. They have guys that can put the ball in the basket. That's not going to be the problem for them. The main problem and cause for concern for this Indiana team is, can they get stops when they need to the most? And they've been big defensively in certain games. When Jalen Brunson and scored those quick 2 baskets on Aaron Nesmith at the beginning of the game, Rick Carlisle immediately made this switch and put Andrew Nembhard onto Jalen Brunson, and Brunson only had 15 points the rest of the game. He only had 19 in total, his fewest throughout the entirety of the series. So it's going to come down to these elite on-ball defenders. When I went back and watched some of the tape from these 2 matchups earlier in the year, I believe that SGA cannot get the Andrew Nembhard treatment. He needs to get Aaron Nesmith. SGA in the 2 matchups against Indiana has been unbelievable. He's averaging 39 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists in 2 matchups. This cannot be the primary matchup for SGA if Andrew Nembhard is guarding him. He's a capable defender. He's a great defender, but he's only 6'4". SGA is 6'6". He's strong. He can get into your body and he can create separation. Jaden McDaniels, who's nearly 6'10", struggled to guard him. He's one of the best defenders in the NBA. They need Aaron Nesmith, who is a piranha, who can get over screens, who can fight downhill, who can get in SGA's body. That's who the Pacers are going to need to guard SGA, in my opinion. And of course, Nembhard's going to have the Jalen Williams assignment. So it's not like they're going to need him to just kind of go shoo off in the corner and don't do anything defensively. It's going to have to be a collective effort defensively if the Indiana Pacers are going to get stops on the Oklahoma City Thunder, because this team could score with the best of them. That's not going to be the problem for Indiana. They can get points wherever and whenever they want. But they need to lock down, put their heels in the ground, slap the hardwood, and get stops. That's what's going to lead to them winning this game or giving them a chance to win the game. And of course, when they do that, it allows them to go out and transition. This team is dominant when they can go out and transition, when they can get the ball up the court, when they can find their open shooters. That's how Indiana lives and dies. And in my opinion, when they can get stops, that's how they're going to win this game. And of course, it's a lot easier said than done because Oklahoma City is just a juggernaut. They're dominant. They have the MVP. They have an elite second option in Jalen Williams, who's tremendous in the conference finals. Chet Holmgren, I believe, can easily be a number 2 on a team that wins a championship, and he's the number 3, and he's just been awesome. This team has depth. They have the former coach of the year. They have everything you want. The Thunder, they won 68 games for a reason. They've been breezing through the Western Conference outside of playing the best player in the world, Nikola Jokic. This has been a dominant run here from the Oklahoma City Thunder. And now there's one team that stands in their way from winning a championship, and that is the Indiana Pacers. And I know that everybody's already writing this team off. I've been seeing the media. This is SGA's championship to win. Do we want to crown him as the next face of the league? Slow down. This has been the same narrative and conversation around every team that's been playing this Indiana squad. It's like, okay, here we go. Milwaukee. I just feel that Giannis is going to have this 2018 LeBron run. That's what everyone was saying coming into the postseason. They shut that down real quick, beat them in 5. Okay, here come the Cleveland Cavaliers, the number 1 seed. Their really only competition is Boston. Let's see how they do. They lose in 5 games. Everybody's kind of like, oh my goodness, maybe this team's legit. But nobody wants to give them their respect because the Knicks beat Boston, and now they're playing New York. They go up 2-0 on the road. They've just been a buzzsaw. They just keep beating teams. Nobody gives them their credit. Nobody gives them their respect. And now they're 4 games away. So say what you want about this Indiana team. They're not the right squad to count out because they will shock you. They're good. They're fast. And they play an electric style of basketball that excites me for the NBA Finals. Do not sleep on this Indiana Pacers team because that's when they'll shock you. I'm Caden Kubler, and thank you guys for watching.